this is the new tent from Ankhiale Outdoors. Pretty amazing tent. This is called the Zeta 1 or Zeta 1, however you pronounce your Z's or Z's. In Canada we say Zeta 1. So this is a geodesic hot tent, meaning it's got a material built into it called mylar, and I believe that there's 3 different areas that all have it. So not only does it hold the heat, but it reflects the heat, meaning if you've got your heat source in one area of the tent, usually you've got many cold zones. This material is supposed to eliminate that, and it'll reflect the heat and move that heat around. So very excited. I'm not going to be using a wood stove in this tent for the first time. I'm going to be using a different source of heat, and I'll get to that later, but very excited to get this set up. We're going to be setting this up right here on our own property. We just moved in, so lots of our gear is still packed away, and this is why we moved here. Not to always film on our property, but we are on our own lake. You could ice fish right off of here. We go 4-wheeling right off of here. We'll have several boats in the season just to go fishing right away when Charlie gets off of school. Like, I'm already picking Charlie up on the ATV from the school bus, which is just down a nice little lakeside road here. It's an instant change of life, and we're loving it. Well, I'm definitely loving it. I know our family is. We're just all getting adjusted. It's been very quick, but yeah, I'm excited to get this set up. So far, I think this tent comes in at around 18 pounds, and it's in its own tent attached bag, so the poles are attached. I haven't opened it up. I'm excited to do that. Yeah, so these poles are attached. Very cool. I love that. Thanks. Okay. So I'm just going to temporarily just throw a couple of pegs in there just to keep it from catching flight while I get the rest of the poles in. So I got the tent poles all situated. It is very easy, but at first you're just wondering what this diameter orange one was. So I didn't see that in other videos, but made sense once you were looking at it. But pretty awesome, like for high wind support for the poles. I love that kind of stuff. Tons of stuff on this tent that I haven't even gone through. Snow skirt. No winter tent should go without a snow skirt, in my opinion. We've had a couple now and they just don't, it's just not the same. A couple of top vents, 2 there, 2 on the other side, another vent here. We'll get into that a little later on. Let's go right around. And this is the clear door. I've got the other door on the other side opened up just to let some light in there. It's actually not dark in there. I'll show you that mylar fabric pretty soon, but I just wanted to give you a little outside view of this tent. It's awesome. Like Ankhiale Outdoors, I think I'm saying that right. And this is the rear door. Give you a little view. And that's what it looks looking from the other side. Right out that clear window door. I'm sorry, clear door I should say. Let's go on in. So far this tent is pretty awesome. I say that all the time, but you know, we do get sent out a fair bit of tents, and the more and more popular hot tenting is getting, just the better and better the products get. You know, wood stoves, tents, they just get better and better. You know, my first Luxe outdoor tent, that TP tent, that was my very first tent. I still love TP tents. I think they're pretty awesome. But you know, when the fire went out in that tent, it instantly got cold in that tent. So this reflective material is supposed to hold the heat, move the heat around, and it also has an inner tent we're going to install, and I believe that has the same mylar fabric on the inside of that, and then the rain fly that goes over top we're going to install, it also has mylar on the inside of that. So that's 3 different layers, not allowing that heat to escape this. It's already, I don't know what the temperature, my outdoor thermostat thing just, I don't know, it's just not registering. I've been trying to get it to go so I can see what the initial temp was in here, but we'll do that again. Well, I'm going to get it working, get it in here, but right now it's not working. But yeah, I just love, you know, anytime I'm in a tent nowadays and I can see out a door, a window, instead of being closed in, it's like, you just can't, you can't go back to that. So I am loving that. It instantly lets a lot of light in here. And then this reflective material also just like illuminates in here. I dig it. I dig this tent. So we're going to get that inner tent installed. And the second thing with the inner tent is you can leave it in. So once it's installed, if you want it in there all the time, you can just leave it in. It packs away with the tent, and then that'll skip a step the next time you're out with this tent setting it up. So far it's set up very quick, considering that's the very first time. That's the first time I opened it up. I just had it, like I said, that one confusion with the one pole. It made sense right away. So anyway, stay there. All right, well, there's the rain fly installed. Other than the wind, that was pretty easy. Catches the door there. Nice little bungee hooks. Quick to set up, and if it's extra super windy, you could tie these down. They got built-in little ties. I don't need to do that tonight, I don't think. Yeah, pretty sweet. You'll feel this very heavy-duty rubber material, like very thick. It's pretty awesome. And it's got like a little tint to it, so I believe it's UV protected, so the sun doesn't blast in. But yeah, I'm going to open this up and get the inner tent installed. And it's got a summertime or 3-season bug netting here built in as well. I'm glad I just kind of caught that. I didn't see this in any other video, but the actual bag that it's wrapped up in and clips up to pack away is also a ground sheet built for the inner tent. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty smart. Just clips in. I just noticed it and I'm like, oh, that's pretty awesome. So that goes to show you there, the inside of the inner tent is also mylar. So you've got that rain fly, underside is mylar, the inside of the actual tent is mylar, and the inside of this inner tent, not the floor, but it's pretty awesome. So that back door, so you could get out of that back door if you wanted to. Oh, very cool. And then now, the last little thing is this little mesh netting. Hang your stuff up there to dry. That clips into here, so I'll clip that in, and then this tent is pretty much set up. So I'm not putting a wood stove in here tonight. I'm going to be running this little 1.3 kilowatt butane heater. It's pretty much instant heat. I've been seeing this everywhere. On my Instagram feeds, it always comes to me and stuff like that. But so this is a two-in-one butane burner. So right now I already have it in the flat mode. As you can see, it's got a grill on the top. So you can use this for just direct heating, or you can turn it horizontal like this with one quick button, and you can cook off of it as well. So you'd be heating your tent while cooking in here. The problem with that is that like any time, it doesn't even matter, even on your wood stove, when you're boiling water, you're creating condensation in the tent. I'm never bothered by that, and this tent has an inner tent, so you know there's already an air layer in between those two. So maybe in the vestibule area you'll get a little bit of condensation buildup, or even if it drips. I haven't tried it out yet. You're going to be the first to do that with me, but if it does, it's not going to affect the inner tent, so I'm not too worried about that. But this thing is, I think this is about 4,000 BTUs, so 1.3 kilowatts. So it's, I think, just over 4,000 BTUs, meaning that if I were to have a buddy heater in here, even their small one, I think that runs at about 8,000 BTUs. That's just like too much heat. It's like, it's very instant heat, and it generates a lot of heat in a small space. And I don't want that. I want something that I can have on low and just have a nice heat in here, and then I can turn it up and boil some water on here. Yeah, so this thing will run at about 4,000 BTUs. So, and I think that's on its max. So I think when it's dialed down low, I'm not too sure what that would be. I'm assuming probably about 2,000 BTUs. But just a nice heat in here, and this tent I think is going to be perfect for this, so I'm glad that I'm bringing this out. I did try to use this in, I think, the last video we did with the Up 5 tent, and I don't know if it's not open right now, but there's a little connector so you can hook up to like a 5-pound tank instead of, so this can also run off of propane as well, I believe. So it was just manufacturally was just left kind of open a little bit, and it wasn't working, so I went over that. It's working just fine. So, and then it also comes with this grill, which is the part that I liked, because you can put something on the top of this here, but it'll just slide off, or you hit it by accident, but this actually just goes right in there, if you can see that. And then you've got a really sweet little pan size and to cook off of this. I have used it, and I've boiled water. I made some soup with it, which I'm going to do pretty soon because it's getting pretty cold. I'd like to get this warmed up and then have a nice cup of soup in here. It is butane, and it does vent into your, just like a little buddy heater, which, you know, you can go on YouTube videos and check all that out. I'm not going to get into that into the comments, but you know, you always have to have ventilation. You should have ventilation when you're running your wood stove as well. So this tent already has multiple vents in it, which I was happy to see. So 4 rooftops, and I believe 2 or 3, and then this clear window, which I'm going to leave without the snow skirt. That's immediate cold air coming in under that little door there for some fresh air. So I am not worried about that. But you should also always have a carbon monoxide detector in your tent. Anytime you're cooking on an element like that or a wood stove, you should always have one. So, and then just give it a little test. Perfect, green light, she's good to go. So I'm just going to leave that over here, and then now I'm going to show you, oh, there she goes. That's the final little test. It's checking out the, perfect. All right, let's get a can in there and let's turn this thing on and get some heat going. I'm noticing it's getting colder. Gonna push that little button in there and turn this thing upwards. There we go. Now you can see that just blows the heat off the, I forget what you call those things, but directly off. And then this guy just opens up. Just gonna slide that guy right in there. Little lockdown button, and that's it. She's good to go. We're gonna just pull this little pin. That's it. I don't know if you saw that, but that's it. She's lit. Let's turn her all the way up. Whoop. I actually turned it off. There she goes. I turned it the other way and turned it off. I'm just using it, brand new can. Something didn't work and it actually flamed up a little bit. I very quickly ejected the can and it put that fire out, but it should be running way hotter than this, so I'm not too sure what the hear that sound? It's like this is a defective can or something. Alright, I'm gonna come back to this in a minute. Yeah, so I put in a different can. And that seems like it's working like it's supposed to, but yeah, I don't know what the deal was, but put this can in, which is full. I don't know, it kind of almost feels a little bit like half empty, to be honest. I do feel like this was putting off a lot more. Like I couldn't even put my hand there. Something's definitely not working right. Oh, I don't know if you saw that. See? A little flame coming out there. Oh, there it goes. Alright, let's not mess around. Alright, well that was a bust. I don't know, I even tried to hook the canister back up again in there outside in a safe area, so if it caught fire it could just burn in the snow, but it just was, I don't even know what it was doing. And that to me, so that's strike two. Man, I'm so disappointed. I was gonna totally heat this tent with this and cook on it. Earlier today I'm like, should I use this, or does this tent deserve a wood stove in it for its first time out? So it seems like the wood stove sabotaged this old butane heater, so we're gonna get the wood stove going in here. I got some small wood already processed that I had, so I'm just gonna use that. It's getting dark out and it is minus 18 degrees Celsius right now outside. It's still not showing what it is inside here, so we're gonna scrap this. And man, I don't even know, for $50 from Walmart, it's not even worth getting involved. But if anyone sees this coming into their feeds, I have seen them. They're even at Costco. I'd probably not go with it. There is another one, Outdoor Review. You know that guy? I forget the name of his channel, but Outdoor Gear Review. Like, he's got one that they use. It's tried and true. It's more expensive, but you know, it's true what they say. You get what you pay for. So if something's 50 bucks, man, I don't know. But I'm so disappointed. This thing, when I first used it and hooked it up, so much heat came off of it. It worked so well. I boiled 4 liters of water very quickly on it. I thought this was going to be great for the channel, and it's so lightweight and you can bring it places. So I don't know. I'm going to look into it, but strike two is like, Jordan would never go in a tent with this now that she knows that this just had fire coming out of it. That could have just blew up right there in this tent. from that canister leak. So that would have been really terrible for this brand new tent from Ankhiale Outdoors. But this one goes upwards so that the pipe will travel up, so I want to just go right dead center. Let's go down a little bit. That is enough. I don't want to go too much. Let's go. Alright, so one thing I noticed right away, which at first I've seen some videos with this tent, is I thought it was a permanent stove jack piece, and then the outside was just a protective flap, but this is actually velcroed in, so you could replace it, which that's really smart. There's a couple of tents that we have that are not replaceable. So that brings me to this little point. The one thing I like about this stove is that it's a small stove and it puts off a lot of heat, but the chimney damper has to go on the second section, so that is going to maybe cause a little bit of issue, or no. Let's see, is that, yeah, all it has to do is do that, so I think that's going to be just fine. So if you've seen this stove before, I love that I can kind of take that right out. Definitely getting a little cold on the hands. Got some nice fat wood here, so I'm just going to slice this right up into this little pan. Try to make a little bit of a feather stick here with it. This is some high test fat wood. You can just smell it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like, oh, that just very good quality fat wood. I'd like to get a little bit more in this pot, but flicking it everywhere. Alright, let's just try going with that. So I got the wood stove going, boiling some water to make some soup. I decided to try this butane stove again. Did put it over by the stove and kind of warmed up the unit without the butane in it, and then now it's working. It's working good. Like tons of heat coming off that. So I'm not too sure. Still don't like it, but it's working properly right now. And the two of them is starting to heat me out of here. Oh man, I'm dying for some soup. It's what are we looking at? 15 degrees Celsius in here right now, and I just had that stove kind of dialed down a little bit, just waiting for that soup to just be ready. and it is minus 20 out right now. So it was minus 19 degrees Celsius. It's now minus 20. It's getting a little bit colder. I think it's supposed to go down to about minus 25, so it's definitely going to be a cold one. The wind picked up but then died off again. I notice as soon as, like any tent, if you're boiling water, condensation builds up a bit, but on this side it was actually just fine. It's just on this side built up a bit, but yeah, super cozy. And back in this inner tent, the heat sits back here, so it's nice. I got the chair right in between this room and this room, and it's a nice little spot to sit in. So yeah, I did try that butane heater again, and it flamed up without me even touching it before, but then I actually went to just move it over a bit. It's got a handle on it, and like a buddy heater, you can move it, and it just flamed right up. So I don't know. I do know that it's a different brand butane canister, and I don't know, maybe it's getting too much out of that can, or it's a different pressure that comes out. I don't know. It's not like it tells you I'm using the right product. It's just a different brand, but I couldn't find the other one. But when I do, I'm going to try to see if that works on it. But from here on out, I'm just like, I'll never feel safe with it. I'm going to think that it's just going to go up into flames, because you saw those flames earlier. It just went way up, and it's like pretty close to the fabric. It could easily catch something on fire pretty fast, and it's just not worth it. Wood stove, beautiful. Yeah, it's nice and cozy in here, ready for some soup. And yeah, I gotta tell you, every piece of electronics is messing up on me today. Thermostat still back and forth. The outside temp it reads back on and off, on and off. The GoPro fully charged. As soon as I tried to use it, it just shut down. My main camera that I'm on right now would not charge. It was crazy. And then now it told me I was out of storage. I tried to delete a bunch of old files on there, which I should have already done. And it just wasn't recognizing that they were deleted. So yeah, it's one of those camps that everything's kind of like fires starting, camera didn't catch it. Man, but we'll see. Soup's too hot. Yeah, this is the hoodie they also sent us out. So this is Ankhiale Outdoors hoodie. Super cozy, man. This thing is like really good. Like the stitching in it is pretty amazing. And I love this, the neckline that comes up. It's like really nice around the neck and keeps the heat in this hoodie. And really good fitting. This is excellent quality of a hoodie, that's for sure. I've been wearing it the last couple of nights in the house, and it's pretty cozy. They sent Jordan one as well, and toque. So, well, maybe I'll have that on a little later, or maybe in the morning I'll throw that on. But all right, well, soup was pretty awesome. That's all I needed. Just hit the spot. Not going to be doing a big meal tonight. I am going to make some good breakfast in here in the morning. I'd like to make some breakfast and then have the visibility out this door again. That's going to be pretty sweet. But yeah, I got some little mini eggs while I was at Walmart picking up those butane canisters. Like, Easter season is beginning. Today is March 1st, so man, pretty soon it'll be too warm out for a wood stove. So I'm trying to enjoy it. It's been a month off of moving in here, and we couldn't do any videos right in my prime time video season, because I love winter camping. And it's the best. Like right now, it's so cozy in here. Let's see, what are we at? It's 63 degrees Fahrenheit inside here right now, and minus 3 degrees Fahrenheit outside. And that's 17 degrees Celsius inside this tent. That's very cozy. And minus 19 degrees Celsius outside. So definitely cold. Good test for this tent. I got to go around and bury all the snow skirts. I haven't done that yet. I'm not sure if that's stopping this from really ramping up in heat. We'll find out. And enjoy these little eggs. And just relax in here for a few minutes. Then I'm going to bury the snow, and then I'll get my bed system set up. But definitely getting warmer in here. Goes to show you, usually with all the lights on in the tent, it'll illuminate the tent. That's how that material is pretty heavy duty. You can't see anything in there. That's how bright it is inside. That's wild. Oh man, I don't know what I cut my thumb on, but I cut it pretty good. It's dripping all over in here on the snow, so I'm gonna have to go and get something to kind of clean this up. I don't want red snow inside the tent. Oh man, it's been one thing after another on this camp out, but get my bed set up in here. So these are my two, both are R-rated insulated blow-up mats. So usually this one I'll stick inside of my sleeping bag and keep this one below it, and that just like keeps the heat in my bag quite a bit. But tonight I'm going to double up my sleeping bags. It's getting down to -25, so, and you know, there's no wind getting in this tent. The stove's going nicely. I think it's going to be just fine. Hoping that I got the right bag. I always forget which one is what. Super hint. Yes, I got it right. The opposite zippers would be terrible. Alright, stove's going. Got her loaded up, dialing her down. Ready for bed. Look at that. -23 outside, 20 degrees Celsius inside. 68 degrees Fahrenheit inside, -10 Fahrenheit outside. That's cozy. Alright, we're shutting her down. See you guys in the morning. Oh man, well, it is it's 5:30, and it's pretty toasty in the sleeping bags, but you could just feel the cold outside. It's I can also hear something big walking through the woods behind me here too, but it is, I don't know if you can see that, -26 right now Celsius. It was 0 degrees Celsius in this tent, and just getting that stove wide open just to try to get some heat back in here. But -26. It's now 1 degree in here. 5:30. Whew. Yeah, some heat's gonna feel nice. I'll go back to sleep for a little bit and then wake up and make some coffee. Oh well, good morning. Once I got that fire going, I got the temperature up a little bit in here, but just having that fire going, I just got that bite off, and just got back in these sleeping bags, and I think it's almost 9 o'clock, so I got pretty sleeping in here pretty good. Yes. Oh, sure, we're 7 degrees in the tent right now, Celsius, and too sure what it is outside. I feel like it warmed up. It's pretty sunny. I can tell. I'll show you. See all that light that's coming out in that. It's -22 still out. It didn't warm up that much. But alright. Oh man, I just don't want to get out of these sleeping bags. I gotta get some coffee going. Oh, that's good. Just a little Starbucks instant ones. Man, I use other coffee and stuff, and I just keep coming back to these little guys. They're just such good coffee. Man, it's so good. And then a little touch of Bailey's in there for Sunday morning. Yeah, I love this tent. It's the type of tent that I'm going to want to use a few times just to dial it in and see what stove I really like in here. As it gets a little more spring temperature, I don't know if you can even hear that out there. Hear that? That's just, to me, the first sign of spring is that cheeseburger bird. Cheeseburger! It's nice and cozy in here. Sit back. Wood stove going, and I don't have to be anywhere. That's the cool thing about this today is I'm gonna cook some food in here, and then I don't have to pack up and just get out of here or out of a campsite kind of thing. I'm gonna leave this tent set up for a bit and test it out, maybe with a different stove later today or tomorrow. So I'm gonna leave this tent set up, I think. But yeah, for today I'm in no rush. Gonna make some, we got some smoked ham in the oven the other night, and there's so much left over, so I'm gonna make some ham and eggs. I'm excited for that. Alright, well, I'm getting pretty hungry. Coffee was awesome. I'm gonna make up, I don't know if you can see in there, some really good ham, some nice thick slices of, it was, I forgot what kind of, apple smoked ham. It just turned out amazing. There's a bunch of leftovers, so I'm gonna heat that up and then throw some eggs, and it's gonna be delicious. I'm so hungry, and it's so sunny and nice out, so I'm gonna cook this up, eat, and then I'm gonna go for a little walk with you and just show you a couple little things on the property, a little bit of the landscape, just so you get an idea of where we're living and the new changes to our channel. So I'm pretty excited about that, but let's get this going. I'm starving. Alright, that's good. I don't want to overcook it. It was already perfect, so I like these quick attach little cool racks, just like that. And pull that off. Just leave that there. Alright, I got the door wide open. It's 14 degrees in this tent right now. This guy's done. Milk crate for the win. Just a little, use that little cool rack to separate from the milk crate plastic. And eat right out of this cast iron. Oh, I'm excited for this. I'm so hungry. That soup last night was good in the moment, but I woke up this morning to my stomach growling. Oh, it's so nice. Sitting here eating breakfast, looking out into the trees. Oh man, that ham is delicious. Oh, this is delicious. I like this setup. the actual vestibule area in this tent is just wider. So you've got a table here. I can use the milk crate. I've got the stove here. Some of the other smaller ones, you're kind of tripping over everything. And this doesn't have that. I really like it. I like this setup a lot. I think later today, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna leave this tent set up so when Jordan and Charlie come home, Charlie can come in here and check it out. She'd be upset if I put this away, so I'm gonna leave it up, but I might put in the dweller stove later on and just run that for a bit and see what the difference is for heating up this tent. Might as well while I have it set up, but I'll probably do that on for Instagram stuff, not on this video, but regardless, you'll see this tent out again very soon, I'm sure. All right, I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to show you guys a couple of things on the property and some of the views. It's really beautiful, and then that'll be the end of this video, so I'll see you after I'm done this. I told you, everything is just like not working out in this video. I never put the lid on my Yeti, and look what happened. 2 steps from the tent and a full cup of coffee right in the snow. Man. That's why I don't use lids. I wouldn't have spilt it. All right, game on. I made enough water, boiled enough water in there for another cup, so that all worked out. Man, I never dropped my coffee. I would have dropped the camera over a coffee, but anyways, I just want to show you what some of the snow looks like in these areas where we're at. And it's March 2nd. That's how much snow is here. So this is our lake. Ooh, it's way windier and colder down here. Oh, should have brought. This is deep. Just wanted to bring you down. Oh man, this is deep. This is why I couldn't set the tent up down here. It would have been a lot of work, but just wanted to give you a little view. So our docks will be right here. Go head on out by canoe or boats. All right, guys. Well, this is about 2 days later from filming in this tent, and I just wanted to have a couple more things on input. So definitely, this tent with the larger stove in here, you could see that on our Instagram page, His and Hers Outdoors. It heated this thing up, like it heated us right out of here. So I think between the King Camp stove and the Dweller Max 2.0, it was a lot of heat in here, but at minus 29 it got to, that was its lowest at 7 a.m. But like minus 25, 26, that Dweller probably would have done really well. But anyways, we're definitely going to have this tent out again very soon, and I just want to give a big thanks to Ankhiale Outdoors for sending this out to us. They've been pretty awesome, and all their swag. This hoodie is very comfy, but one thing on the property, so Charlie is now back. She didn't want to be on camera right now, but she is here. Hey bud, you there?
I'm there.
How you loving walkie-talkies on the property?
Loving it.
Loving it. Yeah, I got her these for her birthday back in the city, and there was pretty much no use for them. We thought we'd use them camping, but on this property, I'm at the very top of the property. It's all downhill to the lake, so we tested them out today, her and I, and it's pretty incredible. She's just loving it. So, all right, bud, you gonna be in the next video with us?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Well, I'm gonna say bye for you to everyone on the video, and I'll see you pretty soon, bud. Roger, over.
Bye. Roger, over.
All right, guys. Well, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you'd like to. We'd really like to grow this channel, and we've been off for about a month, but we have several winter videos still to pump out before this snow is all gone. And yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.